What's up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes right here on HotMakes. Across the HotMakes. Yes, I'm back.
All the HotMakes. HotMakes, HotMakes. I can't say it 3 times fast. I keep trying to, but I can't.
Well, welcome to the show. Real quick, some things. Number one, if you're looking for anything we show tonight for the HotMakes, check out the link in the description below. Number two, don't forget that you can shoot us some donations on the live channel because we're monetized now, which is amazing. We're doing great there, and super chats and PayPal and all the cool things. Thank you so much. And also, Caleb, how you doing, man?
Battlecry says part-time help is back.
Yes,
meaning
yes,
you're the part-time help.
That's true.
Doing pretty good. Last week was something. Last week was rough.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
Oh, I don't mean just the show. I mean, the show was like the start to like a cascading week of just weird events happening.
Yes.
But
Andrew, thank you so much. $10 to the PayPal.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
I do want to say I want to start transitioning into doing things just. We tried doing this before, doing the show just on the HotMakes account, and then we started flipping it back on your account. Like, are you okay with us doing it on your channel all the time?
I don't care.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think you would.
I mean, I think more people watch.
Am I too warm or am I too
there's like
loud?
10. No, I'm good, but you're probably a little hot. But that's every day. You're just hot.
Ooh,
I'm just curious why you're not.
We do call it HotMakes.
I mean, you're just looking away from me the whole episode. It's like a dog that was upset, did something wrong.
TV is right, or the camera's right there. TV is over here this week. It's either that, or if I move the screen down here, I'll just be looking down the whole time.
Major Gamer Geek says everybody's saying your mic is a scotch hot.
Scotch. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. My bad.
Yeah. So yeah, last week was a week. Yes, it was. I want to apologize, Fix'em Dude. I am so sorry, man. I did not want to miss that episode. I am going to.
Is that better? Oop.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm gonna address
it would help if I didn't get so close.
And in a second here, but I do want to say, Fix'em Dude, I love you, man. I'm really sorry I missed your episode, and I want to have you back so I can
prove
talk
it
to you too, because like I got some
prove
really
that
cool,
you're sorry. Oh, look at that.
Fix'em Dude stuff, like all the Fix'em Dude. Like this is only a couple things I have.
I need some stickers.
You can't see them, but they're like I got like all over my tool bench or my tool cart over there is a bunch of Fix'em Dude stuff. And also, I didn't get to show this off in person when he was here and have him talk to me about it. But
I know we talked about it briefly, but
I heard that I worried. How do I say this? I rewatched the show if I could talk, and that is made. I love this thing. It's signed on the bottom. It says, Fix'em Dude. Boom. Like
I love that. Genuinely kind dude.
Yeah. And I really appreciate this, and I really appreciate what you do for the community. And I'm so sorry that I missed your episode. So
is my audio better? Shane says it's better, but
I think it's better.
I want to get a few other ones.
Am I okay? Do I need to be like? No, I'm just joking.
In a world.
Yeah. In a world. So here's the deal. I'm gonna address this one time real quick. We're gonna get it out of the way, and we're gonna have an amazing episode. So last week before the show, I found out that a very good friend of mine did something very not good.
Yeah.
And,
okay. I was wondering where. We probably don't want to get too close to details on this because it's rough.
Any details? I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do any of that stuff.
It's nobody that the community is like. It's nobody in the community at all.
It's just one of my friends, and
yeah.
So here's the deal. I was not
distraught.
In a great place. I was a little bit like I was crushed. Like this is a person that I never thought would do something like what they did. And in a million years, I never considered that with that person. And I went to their house to see if they were okay. And I found out that person had been arrested, and all the things like kind of cascaded from there. and I was in a real rough, weird.
Yeah.
I was in an emotional place. I'm still a little bit emotional. I know this person's a good person on the inside. He just did he did a very bad thing. And
yeah,
without getting any more details to that, I hope they can get help. I hope you can move forward, and I hope that he's okay, because I probably won't have contact with that person ever again, maybe, right? So so that's the biggest thing. I hope he can get help if he needs help or whatever. I hope that they're okay, like, most of all, because deep down he was a friend. But man, it sucks. It's like very disappointing, and I'm on the brink right now, so we're gonna move on. But we'll just put it this way: I'm good. My family's good. Everybody's good. It was just like before the show, I found out a friend did
it was literally right before the show too.
It was pretty close to before the show, yeah. And I was really considering. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then before the show, I got a hold of Caleb, and I said, man, I can't do this. I was like in a mess of a place. So that's that. We're gonna move on. It's nothing.
I'm glad glad everybody in your family is okay. I'm glad that we don't have any tragedies in the community.
Ed is 100% correct. The other guy got arrested, and you're a weird place. I'm in a weird place because this person was a friend of mine for a long time, and if you think of your like best friends, right? You never consider, I never considered this person would do what he did. And it's not like Jeffrey Dahmer, he didn't chop up bodies or anything like that. So I mean, if that was the case, I'd tell you, because that'd be cool. But,
Oreos and water.
Yeah, it was Oreos.
So people are saying I had one person say my mic is still hot. I had multiple people say that my mic was better, and then I had somebody say that we need to turn you up. So I don't know, at what point is it your volume?
I don't know. I just moved
the
closer.
viewer.
I have a lot of background noise in here tonight too.
Yeah, I've got some background noise on my end too.
But I just went a little closer.
Well,
hopefully
I guess
that's
just
better.
Let me know.
We're moving forward. I hope you're okay if you're watching, and on to the next thing.
Okay, so do you want to jump into? Have we done all of our boilerplate stuff?
Yeah, we did. Let's do it. Let's get in. Okay. I am so excited for tonight's episode. I'll let you introduce it though.
Okay, so we have this really cool guest that Andrew Sink actually called out when I made a post. Just tune Jim out. We can do that. Here we go. Yeah. So I muted him. So I made a post saying like, hey, does anybody have some cool people that that you think would be cool to have on the show? And then Andrew Sink called Damani out. And I think I'm so bad with names, I'm probably getting the name wrong. Let's just bring him in and see if I got the name right. How's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going? You got it right.
Okay, cool. Awesome. But for those on the show who don't necessarily know who you are, because I'll be honest, I didn't necessarily know who you were until I started looking you up. And then I was like, oh, this guy does some cool stuff. So something we do on the show regularly is just take a brief moment, tell us who you are, what you do, and where people can find you.
Sure, yeah. So my name's Damani. I'm a 3D artist, but I'm specialized in 3D scanning. So I have a lot of experience with different 3D scanning and reality capture technologies. I've worked with LiDAR, laser, structured light, photogrammetry, multi-camera arrays. So really the full gamut of like capture technologies. And I've done it for film. I've done it for visual effects. I've done it for art, design, reverse engineering. So medical. So there's so many applications for the technology, and I've kind of been able to explore a lot of different pockets of scanning.
So I feel like you listed every kind there. Like, are there any kinds of 3D scanning that you haven't done?
Yeah.
I'm increasingly. I'm not sure, but I would say I'm increasingly interested in scanning bigger and bigger things. So yeah. I've helped to scan buildings. I've seen
That's
people
so cool.
Scan boats, like massive tankers, and yeah, I haven't done any marine stuff. So they're scanning underwater. I've never scanned underwater.
Ooh. I heard there's a new submarine. You could too soon.
Titanic.
There you go.
They scan underwater.
Yeah.
I saw some guys do photogrammetry underwater to scan Titanic. I've never done anything like that. So
that's so cool.
And aerial, I've dabbled with a little bit, but using drones is cool.
What do you scan? Cool. Like building size things?
Yeah, I've scanned buildings.
Okay.
I've used for VFX, we use LiDAR scanners, which like the Leica P50, has a max scan range of 1 kilometer. So
that's cool. That's
the ground,
awesome.
Yeah, from the ground you could scan about halfway up some skyscrapers in New York.
Whoa,
that's crazy.
Well, that's crazy.
So my dumb brain thought when you said aerial scanning, I was like, how do you scan like the air and like clouds and stuff?
Scanning down
scanning solid objects on the floor from the air. Yeah.
So wait.
I need more coffee.
We were talking before, you mentioned training the coroner's office.
Yeah, that was really cool.
How do you train a coroner? Like, what do they do?
Okay,
walk us through that a little bit if you can.
I'm very technical, right? So at that point, I was selling scanners. So I'm actually a brand ambassador for this one manufacturer, Shining 3D. It's like a Chinese scanner company, and so
nice.
I was basically selling one of their scanners, and part of the company that I was working for at the time, part of the sale was some training. So you don't just get the scanner. It comes with a technician, who was me, who would explain to the person how to use the scanner.
Nice.
And so they were explaining their applications. A lot of it was like bone fragments and stuff from crime scenes. I actually asked at one point, does the public ever get to come here? Do people come here, to see this place? Because to me, it was all cool, right? So
yeah.
And he said. He was like, the only time the public ever comes here is to identify a body. And I was like, oh, geez. Like, it's very serious here. Yeah, very, very serious. Yeah, cool place.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I just very simply trained them how to use the scanner. They had some bone samples that we tested on. And they had these interesting cushions. So I like to borrow stuff that I learned from these different applications, right? So they had these really interesting cushions. But I'm still planning to get some for my studio, but they're like specimen cushions. So like a bone, you'd put it like on this like hacky sack kind of cushion, and it would sink in and like cradle it all the way around. Yeah, great tool for holding different shaped objects.
That's
cool. For scanning, you need things to be still. So,
yeah.
I'm always interested in those forensic cushions, or I've purchased some forensic tools for my studio here to hold different specimens while I'm scanning them and stuff like that. So
nice.
That's awesome.
So I guess you could say you had a bone to pick with them.
Well, geez. All right. Fantastic.
I'm back, baby. No, that's super cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Caleb.
No, I was just so John Davis mentioned iPhone, but that kind of like I doubt at your caliber you're using iPhones for things, are you?
No, I do. So
that's awesome.
I'm excited to say this. I use scanners at all levels. So
okay, that's awesome.
I'll use a phone scanner. I have a bunch of I have a series where I scan these graffiti bombed vehicles with my phone. So whenever I see one, I'm like, ooh, that's one I can capture real quick,
Yeah.
My phone is the scanner that I always have on me. But
right.
I
also
use $10,000 scanners, and I also use $30,000 scanners, and $200,000 multi-camera arrays. So I've experienced kind of like with the full gamut, and at different levels, there's different qualities of data, and there's different reasons for using different tools.
So that leads me to the question. As far as I know multi-camera arrays are going to be really expensive, but as far as the singular scanner, like a singular unit of some sort that may or may not be handheld, but it's only one, thing. You said you've done everything from iPhones to like thousands of dollars, $10,000, $20,000. What are the main differences like in quality? Is it like night and day difference in quality? Does it like scan like through the object like X-ray? Like how is that? That's a huge price difference.
Yeah, so there's different applications like the LiDAR scanners that I've used for film. They can capture full environments. A hand scanner, you wouldn't want to hand scan, an entire place.
Yeah,
a scene, right? So
that'd be a lot.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of work, and it wouldn't be practical. And yes, these scanners they operate kind of like a turret. So it's like a 360 capture.
Okay.
And 270 field of view. So it can see almost straight down.
Do you have to like move it around in different locations to kind of get around things?
You do, and it has all kinds of features to make it able to do that. So it has
that's cool.
A positional awareness built into it. There's an iPad tool that you pair with it, and so you're able to see all the places where you've been, the quality of data in those regions. You're able to link multiple positions together in the iPad app. That's like a pre-registration step, and then
that's cool.
Further down the pipeline, you do a more detailed registration before you turn it into maybe a mesh or a point cloud, depending on your application.
That's so cool.
But yeah, so there's different kinds of scanners, and then there's hand scanners. Like I was saying, like I have one here. It's like a $10,000 hand scanner. It's kind of like my multi-purpose unit. I've used it to scan, like stones for fire escapes, like complex, like ornate stonework or woodwork. I've used it to scan people. I've used it to scan objects. So it's kind of like it's a structured light scanner with a minimum point distance of 0.2 millimeters. Really fine detail.
Yeah.
That's like $10,000.
Yeah, that's where that $10,000 gets you.
Yeah, it's the 10 grand goes into like it's a kit. So you get the scanner, you get a turntable for objects that fit on the turntable.
Mm-hmm.
You can spin them, and then the scanner can be in a fixed position, or it can be operated handheld. So it's kind of like a multi-purpose industrial scanner. That's the one that I would say, like, if I'm comparing it to like my phone, like it's night and day.
Yeah.
Jack in the shop says, and here I am using an Xbox One camera connected to my laptop. And then Dan says, I want to play with these scanners, but I would scan dumb things.
That would
be me.
I have it, and I only pull it out when I'm trying to do jobs, really. I try to do jobs. Like I push myself to be creative, and I have a lot of ideas, but I feel like I don't even play with it as much as I could be or should be. It's I have to force myself to find something that's worth it.
So you scan let's say like VFX, right?
Yeah.
Are you scanning like environments?
Sometimes
games or movies or
for film. I've worked on music videos. I worked on a music video for ASAP Ferg.
I saw it on your website. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've scanned actors. Environments. Sometimes they want to add like digital effects like rain. And so you need collision objects that can mirror the environment that you're shooting for the plate. And so the scans can be used to have objects to bounce the rain particles off of, or all kinds of applications.
Something I never thought of.
Would you use it for like more in-depth like reflections and stuff too?
I don't know about reflections. A scan, you're capturing kind of like shape. So I think a lot about shape. There's ways to capture lighting. There's ways to capture lighting, if that's what you're asking.
No, I mean like, so I know that a lot of times if something's going to be like, it's going to be digitally chrome. Like if they're going to replace somebody's head in like a green screen cap with a chrome helmet of some sort, they need reflections of the surroundings. And a lot of times they'll do like 2D just like take pictures of the set that they end up mapping onto that.
Exactly, yeah.
But if it's something that's like a window or something that's reflective enough and it needs that parallax or something, would you then just like 3D scan an area like that and use that for a reflection instead of a 2D image?
I'm also maybe not the best person to ask, but
Okay.
as far as a 3D scan text perspective, a lot of glass and windows are kind of the enemy because
because
a lot of these scanner systems, they don't they're light based, so like LiDAR is light based. It's emitting pulses, and so it's hitting surfaces and it's bouncing back, and you kind of want it to be you're using the time of distance for it to fly back to make calculations. So you kind of want consistent surfaces, and so a lot of these surfaces that are reflective or transparent, you get funnier data. So if I hit a mirror, I get reflections, and sometimes it creates like false data. A lot of the time was my job to clean out. So I'm cleaning out reflections. I'm cleaning out windows and where the data is all crackly and messy, and you're not even able to generate surfaces from that data. So
that's so cool.
It's bad data, and a lot of my job as like the scan processing guy was just like manually cleaning out that kind of noise.
That's so cool to be in that kind of specialty specialty work, though. That's awesome.
It's kind of like a
knowing
video
how to do
game.
that stuff.
It's kind of like a video game. You're flying around and you're like, oh, that's crap, and you clean it out. It's lasso stuff. And,
so
hours and hours of that.
So you mentioned the LiDAR. There's a few different types of scanning capabilities, right? There's like LiDAR and there's camera. And can you talk a little bit about that? Like the ones you have probably use different technologies to scan.
Yeah, so
how are they different? I guess that's a good way to say that.
That's a good question. I think a lot about scale. So like the handheld scanner that I have here at the studio, I think of it as, I tell people, like down to like a golf ball and then up to like a car. That's the range of scale that my scanner is capable of.
That's so cool.
But the problem with small objects is that you kind of need specialized optics to focus. A lot of these camera systems, these scanners have like fixed focal camera systems, kind of like a prime lens kind of experience.
Yeah.
Where like you have a minimum focal distance and you can't really get closer than that, and then that's it. So if you want to scan really small things, there's scanner systems that are like jewelry scanners that have optics that are specialized for scanning smaller objects. And if they want to scan bigger things, like we're talking about buildings and stuff like that, then the LiDAR systems are able to capture like millions of points per second. And they're these like giant units that are just like mapping whole areas and just spraying points everywhere and then calculating distances that way. So it's different scanner technologies for different sizes of objects. And then there's a difference that you also raised about like kind of camera-based systems. I would make a big distinction between like sensor-based systems and then like image-based systems where you're I would say collecting data and then you get to process the data. So the photos are your raw data, and then there's a pipeline to process that raw data to generate the 3D model from the photo data. And so there's different, the real, I would say, main benefit of image-based systems is that they can be very fast. So when you want to scan a person, like anytime you're scanning someone who's alive, they're going to be moving. Slightly.
That's what I was going to ask about that. Have you? And like, I was going to ask if you scanned animals and if you had.
We tried. I worked at a studio where I had we used multi-camera arrays. I've tried to scan dogs. It's hard. It's very hard. Even with the at the time, it was like a really it was like a startup. The company that I used to work for now has, I would say, evolved, and so they have even more extensive camera capabilities now.
There was a guy in 2019 at EARTH. He came and he he had a cage. So you'd actually go into it. It was like a cylinder, kind of a cage. And it had 150 or something like that Raspberry Pis with cameras.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you'd stand
the multi-camera arrays,
and he'd say like 1, 2, 3, bam,
Yep.
and it was done as fast as they all could snap at the same time, and then you were done, right? And it like did the whole thing around you and all that stuff, and he disappeared, and none of us got our scans. So
I wonder. I bet you that would be the only. I'm guessing that would be the only way to really even attempt at like scanning a dog or an animal or something, because you'd have to take all the angles at once. There's no way they would stay still if you were moving around.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Even if, I mean, like I was trying to say that there was like a studio that I worked for, Lens Cloud, and so like you're saying, they were Raspberry Pi based rig originally.
Sure.
We were in Brooklyn, but we were such in I guess prime location, I would say, that we got a lot of attention. So as more and more jobs started to come, I think my boss was more and more motivated to kind of try to level up and upgrade the rig. So we started actually integrating DSLRs along with the Pis. And at the point that before I left, I think we were at like 200 cameras.
Wow.
Crazy.
So yeah, we tried dogs and stuff, even with the trainer, and very difficult.
Yeah.
Well, and I know this guy, like he came, he set up, and it was really cool technology, and he used it a lot for like sports he lived in Florida.
Okay.
And he would get like kids, sorry, I ran away from the mic. He would get like kids to come in and like take sports pictures, so they could do like a 3D version. And I think he's like, oh, I'll get you your files. We're going to clean them up. We'll get you the, basically an STL or whatever. And I think that so many people did it. I think he didn't have time.
Yeah.
And
so I don't know if
hundreds of people went through that booth. So
Yeah,
I don't know if Artsy Maniac knows this person, so I don't necessarily know how like valid this is, but it does sound like it corroborates with what you were saying, that the guy got overwhelmed by all the requests.
Yeah.
And then he also said he made that rig for taking scans of kids in sports. Tell a 5-year-old to stand still.
I didn't see that he wrote that, but yeah, exactly. He was doing it for like kids in sports and stuff like that. And I mean, he had hundreds of people go through that weekend, and I'm sure it was just like, I don't have time.
How am I supposed to? Yeah, how am I supposed to sit here and process all of these?
Yeah, at one point he emailed everybody and said, like, if you want your raw files, I'll send you that, and then you can mesh them together.
Yeah.
But he never even did that. So
yeah. Well, where are you going to store that too? If you've got hundreds of people and you said you had 100 or so cameras, where are you going to
50 something? There's a video out there on my
right.
channel.
So if you have hundreds of people going through that booth and 150 cameras, you've got 150 pictures per person times a couple hundred. Like, where are you going to host that for people to even download it?
That's
I'll tell you guys straight up. Scanning as a profession is a very weird niche thing that I've been doing. I haven't seen many people do it in a way that's, successful, or like I've been lucky to continue to find jobs as a scanning professional.
That's cool.
Right now, I'm in a weird spot because the whole industry is kind of on pause with all these protests.
Yeah. Oh,
so.
yeah. There was somebody, I think it was my coworker, when I said I was having you on, he was asking if you had any like personal experience with the protests.
Yeah, I would say I'm personally affected by it. I haven't gone on the picket line yet, but I haven't been able to.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if it like how it affects you, and
are you a member of one of the groups, or?
So there's no VFX union. That's another thing. That's like, there should totally be a VFX artists union. There's a movement to create one, but there is none. I know a lot of guys they're senior guys older and more talented than me, saying they haven't found work in like 8 weeks, and probably ongoing another 3 months. So really tough time, definitely, for VFX artists. I'm freelancing on various projects, trying to like just keep going, but I do miss the film work. That's some of the coolest stuff I've been able to work on recently.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody comes to agreements, and it can keep going sooner than later, right? But I think what's interesting about what you're doing is you're scanning, and one of the big things that they're talking about is their digital virtual image, right?
That's a huge part of it. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, no, I would. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I have very fleshed out thoughts on it. I mean, I do think I have very serious opinions about like digital privacy, and so I do hope that people are able to retain their digital privacy as there's more and more ways that we communicate, online and share information. So, but yeah, I have seen that actors are nervous about their digital image being used in perpetuity without them getting their residuals. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I would be the guy doing the scanning. That is a fact.
Yeah. So do you have anything like near you that you've scanned and then like printed? If you print, I mean, like.
Oh yeah, actually I do. Hold on.
Oh, sure. Nice.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Okay, while he's doing that, Vinny sent some pictures to me of don't share.
Yeah, of that cage. I have some too. Just have to go back and find them.
Well, guess what? I have these right now.
Yeah.
Where are yours?
Well,
that's what I thought.
Well, let's blow them up and check it out.
I'm working on it.
Click on one. You can do it.
It's gonna be kind of hard to share.
Well, it's not opening. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what that definitely was at Earth. I'm sorry, Earth. And all the cabling coming out.
Hang on, I'm just opening these in new tabs.
Nice.
So we can take a. Oh wait,
go.
nope. I'm only sharing the tab. So yeah.
That's okay.
That is nuts.
But we got an idea of what it looks like now, and that's what it was. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was just pies like that with the camera on them.
This is very much a zip ties and duct tape kind of situation.
Yeah. All right, let's check it out. Now I'm curious.
Yeah. So this is for a recent client project. I live in Jersey City, and so this guy came by. He's a house downtown Jersey City with these like old Capitals that he had that are all damaged and broken.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
So he asked me if I could scan it and like kind of like mirror it around and repair it.
Okay.
So I printed it here.
That's cool.
Oh, and it slides together there. That's
cool.
Cool.
So I did a cut in Blender, and it slides together. It's not a perfect
That's awesome.
print, but
is that FDM or resin?
It's resin.
Resin, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sick.
That's absolutely a recent project that I scanned and printed. And I scanned that with my industrial scanner here. I can probably show it. Hold on.
I've got. I'm trying to keep track of the comments.
Yeah, I think RC Maniac is close to you, and he's like, "Wait, you're in JCY?
Jersey City." Yeah, that's cool. We also have a bunch of. We don't usually have this many questions saved up with a guest. We got a bunch of questions. Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, this is my scanner. So actually, a cool story. When I worked on ASAP Ferg's music video, it's the music video for Green Juice. The whole video was kind of 3D scanning inspired, which is a huge point of pride for me.
Yeah.
A very futuristic video. And so there's a scene where the girls are like scanning Ferg. And the scanners that they are using are definitely designed after this style of scanner.
That's cool.
They're fake.
That's awesome.
Hell. They're just they're just boxes with a green laser, but it's a cool effect, and I love to see even like fake examples of real technologies in film.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I think of like what's that movie, Toy Soldiers, where they have like the 3D printing scene. Like it doesn't have to be real; it has to be cinematic and evoke the thought of
Yes.
what the technology can do is really cool.
One of my favorite subreddits is r/that's a book light. And it's just people finding things in movies and TV shows. It's, as the name implies, started off with somebody having some sort of scanner or something, and somebody was like, "Hang on, that's a book light," and it's one of those kind of fold-out bookmark lights, reading lights, and it's just a collection of people finding things in shows. Where like, "Yeah, that's a shaver," or "Hey, that's I'm pretty sure that's a walkie-talkie that they're using there." Like,
Yeah,
Love it.
like the famous Gillette shaver that was in the Phantom Menace that they used for the communication devices.
that's
It's just
hilarious.
a little Gillette razor without the razor attachment on it.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, so this is the scanner I use. Sorry, I'm still holding it up.
No,
You're good.
it's okay.
We're enjoying it. We're enjoying it. Actually, there's some really good questions, and one of them while you're holding it up is from Brian
Yeah.
Farmer, and it says any tips for using the Einscan there.
Yeah, tips. Understand how it works. There's different like scan modes. One of them is feature detection, which is probably my favorite mode. Right, it's the mode where you don't need to use any markers. So
Okay.
basically, when you're scanning, you're collecting data and you're also tracking along the surface of an object. And so the feature detection mode requires an object with kind of a very non-uniform surface. So a skull, for instance, I have a skull on my desk.
You got that at the coroner's office.
Yeah.
Yes.
A skull is very, non-uniform and varied surface versus, like a can. This can would be very uniform all over. And so if it's approaching it from different angles, it's going to see the same shape. And that would confuse,
And reflective. So it's like it's like a steak. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah. So the worst example of the worst subject for feature detection. And so if you're struggling to scan something like that, and you're going to blame the scanner, like it's not going to be the scanner's fault. It's just it's not going to. It's just you not understanding the tool. But other than that, like this scanner is amazing. Like I said, the minimum point distance is 0.2 millimeters. So that's 200 microns. That's like 2 times the width of a human hair. So it can capture very fine details. I've used it for just recently. I've scanned actors' heads with it for. There's a studio in Union City called Gotham Effects, and they do like prosthetics for film.
Nice.
So I've
That's
scanned
cool.
some actors' heads.
Yeah. Okay. I saw your. I think that was one of your most recent tweets too.
Yeah. I scanned this actor's head for.
That's cool.
Something.
Right. It doesn't matter. You scanned it. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so we have a bunch of questions. I want to make sure we get to them all. Let's start at the top, Caleb. So Sarah says, how do you scan something that big?
I think
man,
that was back when we were talking about buildings and stuff. Yeah.
So the LiDAR systems, like I said, the max scan range is 1 kilometer, and the field of view is kind of 360, 270. So it can spin all the way around in a 360-degree circle, and then it can also see 270 degrees, so almost straight down. And so you take this. It's a terrestrial scanner, so it's like a giant unit. You've probably even seen someone using it, and you didn't even notice what it was. But it's a LiDAR scanner, so it's shooting out beams, dots everywhere, and the dots bounce back, and then it's able to do distance calculations, and then that's able to perceive the environment. And so
that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you move it around different positions.
And do you?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I was going to say for buildings, we move at different positions. I worked on, I don't know if I want to say which projects, but different
Yeah,
film
we don't want to get you in trouble. Yeah, let's not get you in trouble.
Yeah, different film projects, different movies.
That's cool.
So for tall buildings and stuff like that, though, if you're scanning them from the ground, do you then have to combine that with some scans from like a drone or a helicopter or something to get the tops of the building?
Yeah, or above. Yeah, we've actually gone to higher vantage points.
Okay.
To rooftops. I've been on rooftops. Yeah.
So you could scan with the same kind of terrestrial scanner, like on a rooftop, and get more, like get a better
higher.
angle.
Yeah. You can get higher.
Okay.
Yeah. Higher
That's
vantage
cool.
points.
Nice. There you go.
And then at that point, we also had a modeling team. So the raw scan data is then referenced by modelers who build around it and give it proper topology. And
that is so cool.
There's a whole pipeline to kind of convert the scan data to production assets that are used in films. Yeah.
So good.
Vinny says Gotham is cool. I've heard some of the things they've done because they're local. That's awesome.
Gotham
you guys
VFX.
are in the same area. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So we also have Ed C.
I was going to say that kind of helps Ed C's question. He said, "Can we get an elaboration on the scanning for reverse engineering?" I'm pretty sure you've hit a lot of those angles.
Yeah.
No pun
Yeah,
intended.
sure.
Ha
Reverse engineering. So it's usually like someone's brought me a part or something, or can you turn this into a CAD file? Can you? Yeah, it's reverse engineering is a very broad term. But it's
kind of like the pieces that you were showing us a second ago, like.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's broken that needs to be fixed.
Something that has already been engineered and just needs to be recreated.
Exactly.
There's a good market for old car parts, that like dash parts, stuff like that you can't get anymore.
I actually had a coworker. He doesn't work with us anymore, but he was asking me about 3D scanning and printing for some. He was working on an old Mercedes, and he just couldn't buy the part anywhere for a turn signal cover.
Yeah,
I scanned an old key for someone before. Where
that's cool.
They couldn't find anyone who could. It's not a regular key. It's like a weird shaped, old-timey key, and they're like, "How am I going to get this? It's broken in this part. Can you fix this part?" So once you have scan data, you can use your regular CAD tools, and you can CAD around the shape, or you can reference the shape to create your CAD body. There's ways where you can extract profiles from the CAD data and resweep and revolve and re-extrude different shapes. So
that's cool.
Yeah, once you have the scan data, you're very much empowered to do a lot of different kinds of things with it, and different tolerances of scan data is also very important in reverse engineering, where you want stuff to maybe fit together or behave a certain way. Size, scales, and measurements matter. Fractions of a millimeter might matter with different kinds of scanners. Yeah. So it's important to choose the right kind of scanner for the job.
So next on the list, what's the best iPhone scanner? Is there?
And I just want to say real quick, I love this username. Come out and play. PLA.
That's awesome.
Nice. I would say
any of the new ones.
Was the best. The newest one, I guess.
Marcus has one. If they're on, I don't know if I saw him comment or anything,
Ethan's
but
dad?
I know, Ethan's dad, Marcus, they developed an iPhone 3D scanning app that's out there. That's pretty sweet.
I have the 14 Pro, and I got it specifically because I wanted
LiDAR. That makes sense.
I wanted LiDAR capabilities. I've worked with this app Turnio, so that's my plug for Turnio, even though I don't really have a dog in the race.
I'm pretty sure. I think is that the one that has like a little top as the logo? Okay, I used that. I don't know that I have any pictures on hand, but I used that to scan a family heirloom of Sarah, my girlfriend. Her mom had this family heirloom that it didn't have any maker's marks, but also good luck finding a replica of it, even if you knew who originally made it. And that's what we used. And then we resin printed a 1:1 scale one to give as a gift to her other family members. So
nice.
Yeah,
I have used that.
I'm cool with JM, who's like the CEO of the company, and I've done some tutorials.
That's awesome.
For them. But really, my advice on phone scanning is, photogrammetry is probably your best bet. So if you're trying to get detailed scans, right, I would say take pictures and use the phone's camera to its best ability.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's how I use the iPad
and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Any app,
yeah.
It's cool, and like I said, I use Turnio. I think it's good to have a quick way to scan too, and taking photos may be a little bit slower than just putting on an app that can help you guide you through the capture process, or use LiDAR, which is a whole different functionality of the phone. But the LiDAR is not good data, so don't expect the LiDAR scanner in your phone to be better than photogrammetry, and don't expect your phone's photogrammetry to be better than a DSLR. It's not a real camera. Like there's small sensor, versus the important things for scanning is with cameras is a big sensor. So that immediately wants you to push you towards DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, and then high resolution. So the more pixels in the image is the more possibilities to capture features and data that the photogrammetry software likes. So I would say take pictures with your phone if possible.
That's awesome.
So let's just we have like 4 more questions, but we're running short on time. So let's just pick like 1 or 2 of them. One of them that I wanted to grab was Jack Black, not the actual Jack Black, but asking, are you using any FOSS software we could obtain? So I mainly wanted to pick that because I don't know what that means, and I'm hoping you can.
I have no idea what that means. FOSS.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, Jack. I'm sorry.
All right. And then Jim, did you want to pick one?
I like Johnny Five's question. Do you do any crime scene and vehicle scans of crashes in the area? I mean,
I've scanned crashes for film, but nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing that was.
It would be very odd, in my opinion, to like have a crash happen, a street's close, and they're like, "Hang on, we're gonna call.
Let's
somebody
scan
to
this."
Yeah. Like,
they would do that. They would.
That sounds like one of those CSI shows where like everything's kind of fake, Enhance.
Yeah, in my personal experience, only for film, but
it
could be used for crime scenes. It's a way to capture 3D data as it was. There is definitely an amazing time element to film and to scanning in general, where like it's only like this for a short amount of time, and then everybody, all right, pack it all up. We're gonna go. That surprised the hell out of me. I'll say too about.
Oh, free open source software. That's what it meant.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, Blender.
Oh,
I use
and Shane
Blender.
said
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I love Blender. I'm a recent Blender converter, so I wouldn't say it's like fully integrated in everything. I use a bunch of paid software too, but Blender is the tool that I would recommend everybody have on their computer. It's like a free Swiss Army knife that why not have Blender on your computer?
I need to do some.
Right.
I need to do some learning. I need to learn how to use Blender for some things.
I use a bunch of paid software too, but for sure Blender. For scanners,
Blender, I hardly know her.
Yeah, for a lot of scanners, I would say it comes with software. So like the software usually that operates the scanner, it comes with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Will it blend?
Well,
Nice.
would you like to hang out with us and check out what people submitted that they're making?
Yeah.
For the HotMakes segment?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
All right. Let's jump into HotMakes. Justin said it's hotcakes time, apparently.
Hotcakes time. Not HotMails, Caleb. Not HotMails.
Yeah, so context, I tried to tag something HotMakes to show off on the show, and I misspelled it as hashtag HotMails. And I just left it. I didn't delete it. That's too fun.
That's so good. All right.
I love this
Steven
guitar.
Poole
Change the subject.
says, yeah. Happy birthday, Chris Riley, and thank you, Fix'em Dude, for another great STL. There you go.
So I'm toying around with the idea of maybe making this guitar in real life.
Yeah, the CR guitar.
Yeah.
CR with the benchy on the top. I mean, that's definitely Fix'em Dude's.
Fix'em Dude and I talked about that last week. The idea of maybe taking that file and blowing it up and cutting it out on the CNC as a guitar body.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
CR is Creality.
Chris Riley.
In this case, yeah. So Chris
he's got
Riley,
a YouTube. He's another like 3D printing YouTuber, and he's got his whole thing is he's got a very rocker vibe.
Okay.
And he 3D printed a guitar
in bands and played drums. And lately, he's been bringing the 3D printed guitars and an amp to Murph, by the way. All right, let's rock and roll. So
that's cool.
Next, we have a zombie hedgehog. Who's that, by the way? I don't even know.
I don't know who you're talking about. Is this another guitar?
The Hex ukulele.
Oh, okay.
It's a very fun project. 100% printed parts minus the strings. Uses some
cool.
Maker.
Oh, there isn't any. He didn't even use any metal hardware.
It's 100% minus the strings.
That's cool. Do you know how to play any instruments, Damani?
Yeah, actually, I played saxophone for years.
I don't think we can 3D print one of those. So
we could try.
Recorder is like a saxophone, actually.
Okay, we could try that. I wanted to 3D print a guitar for the longest time. Oh, and if you scroll down on that post, he's got the printables model there for people who might want to give it a shot.
The Hex ukulele. There we go.
There we go.
Awesome. I love this idea. I love the instruments that are printed. It's just so much fun.
Ooh, I'm excited about this next one. I saw this when it was posted.
Sorry, someone commented on the new Twitter logo, if it's even Twitter anymore.
Resin.
This is cool.
So this is the Resin Phoenix in different lighting. It was printed on the Elegoo Saturn and dyed with alcohol inks afterwards. Okay. So the alcohol ink thing was like big a couple years ago now, but now it's becoming.
This is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah. Hang on. There we go.
This is so sweet looking. Yeah. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do with my resin printer lately is get some transparent resin, and as if I couldn't get any nerdier, I want to print like what are called blast effects, which are just like for Transformers figures where they have like a 5mm peg hole or a 5mm peg so you can attach it to their blasters and stuff, and it looks like they're shooting things.
Okay.
But I've been trying to figure out how to maybe paint it in a way that doesn't look cheesy, but looks like, a blaster firing or something, and this would be the way to go. Especially if maybe I added a light behind it or something too, like a little LED. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Akuma Mods Matt says that resin really, or that model really resonates with him. Also, Battle Cry said he printed an air guitar, but he lost it. All
right, hang on. Where's the? I think there's a timeout button on the chat here. Who are the offenders?
Right. this one, Mayor. Just deal with it. I'm playing it. I think. I
saw this.
I don't know.
Oh, geez.
I think.
What is this? I don't even know what this combo is supposed to mean. It's so strange. It's funny, but like.
Yeah.
This is like
it's a submarine, but it's also toilet paper.
It is
holder.
Yeah.
This is funny. Yeah. He comes up with the strangest stuff.
He comes up with some stuff, and I think some people were like too soon, and but they tagged us in it, so I got to show. I do appreciate
that it has like the screw hangers on the back though, so you can easily hang it on the wall.
Yeah, and I mean it's there for your explosions. So,
man, we're full of jokes today.
Bad joke, and I feel bad for all those people's feelings. But this was funny. I'm sorry. All right, next. Fix'em Dude, by the way.
Another Fix'em Dude.
Taco Cats. to wish Zolan a happy birthday. Zolan, happy
That's
birthday,
right.
man.
So many birthdays.
Yeah. Model created by the amazing local maker Michigan. And join us in celebrating. I missed all of this. This whole last week I did nothing.
I know,
on social
so many
media,
birthdays.
almost very, very little, and I missed a lot of it. I'm sorry, but
Happy birthday,
Z.
Zolan.
Taco Cat. Happy birthday, Z. All right,
Fantastic. I tagged this next one.
Yes,
I think it'd be
go for it.
speaking of Transformers. I think it'd be cool to get this Sam's Forge guy on the show at some point, because they are designing like just fully designing Transformers, not modifications, not weapons for them. Just like, hey, here's a character that didn't exist in a show, but it's designed in the style, like the art style of that show, and it fully transforms and it's fully 3D printed. I know.
It fully transforms.
Yeah.
That's
how
cool.
Sweet is that? And also, I don't know. Look at those spindly little legs. I don't know how that thing stands. Like, I think this stuff is so cool. And it's posable and everything.
Always knows the birthdays. Happy birthday, Krusty, Chris Riley, Zolan, Wexter, Perillo, and more.
Liz has got all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought this was cool. I think I commented saying, like, I think it'd be cool if we had him on the show. And I don't remember who it was, but somebody was like, yes. But yeah, I'm going to reach out and see if we can get them on, because this is cool stuff. I'm a little biased. Huge Transformers nerd. But
it's pretty awesome. All right. The real Sam Prentice. Swords are now in demand, mainly for my son. That brings me to your video.
Yeah, so he actually sent me a picture and a video over Facebook Messenger earlier today, and he said his son would love it if we showed it on the show. So let me pull this up. So he 3D printed these like extendable swords that are kind of like the remember those the lightsaber toys, you know, that came out a while ago that you just flick them and they extend.
Yeah.
That's what these guys are, and his son just apparently absolutely loves it. Hang on. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the sound is so good on that too.
I know. I don't think you heard. I didn't share with audio, so.
But he sent me
I can't play
too,
the sound.
and I love it. And my little
Fantastic.
guy, we have the lightsabers that they designed at home.
Yeah.
And he loves to grab those out of the cabinet and like flick them out, and he loves it. So good.
So much fun. Remember there was like a 12-foot long one that I forget his name.
Chris Nerys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That he had at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival.
Yeah, Liz, I do. We'll make one big cake. We're done. All right.
Damani, do you ever make it out to like any of the 3D printing festivals or fairs or like maker fairs when they were doing things?
I haven't really. I've been to Comic-Con, but yeah, I would love to go to more kind of like.
How far are you from Bel Air, Maryland?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Probably like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah. In the
you should come hang out with us at ERF, the East Coast Rep Rap Festival. It's a big 3D printing and just maker related festival. It's in September, right?
Last weekend, going from September going into October. So like that weekend, yours truly gets to MC it. They're giving me a microphone, which is crazy.
Cool.
As if the last time they gave him a microphone wasn't a lesson enough.
I'm there. That sounds awesome, actually.
It's such
it's a lot of fun,
and you can meet up with all different people that like we all have same or similar hobbies, but they like mash all together, right?
Yeah.
So you I think you'd really dig it. You definitely got to come if you can. If you come, reach out or come find us because we'll be there.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd love to hang out.
Next, because we're running a little over. That's okay. Fotis Mint, I think. Did you tag this one? I think you tagged this one.
I think I did, because I was actually messaging him yesterday before he released it, and he's like, "You should see my newest model," and I'm like, "I can't wait." And then he just sent me the pictures.
Yeah.
And I've been so excited about this. I can't wait to print this in resin. Look at the detail on that dude.
I love it.
I don't know how he gets detail on his stuff like this, but like it's insane.
Yeah, and this is a render, right?
This is a render, yeah, but somebody already posted, maybe he retweeted it. Somebody already posted a resin print of it. Yeah. Nice. If you go to his page, if you just go to his profile and scroll down real quick. Yeah, right there. That's a resin print.
Ooh.
I can't
Almost
wait. I want
like the render. Dang.
I know.
Good.
I'm gonna print one of these and paint it. I cannot wait to paint this. So much detail.
I would suck at painting this, but it would be fun to watch somebody else do it.
I've been really getting into painting lately, dude. We went to a show last Friday, and somebody looked at like this little thing that I had painted, and they're like, "I want something like that, but bigger. Can I commission it from you?" And I was like, "Sure." And that thing that they pointed out was like the second thing I've ever painted.
Nice.
I felt really special.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Andrew Rogers, the Silver Sunbeam. While I've embraced 3D printing and design in recent years, my first love will always be photography. I decided I needed signs to decorate my creator cave,
here.
so I printed these. Hey, Fotis.
There he is, right there.
What's up? So this is awesome.
I love this stuff.
Yeah, I love these. These are amazing.
This reminds me, and it reminds me of FR3 Fred's stuff too. Like the logo. I love just very solid, very clean logo prints.
Nice. Got a like from HotMakes, so I guess something's up. All your stuff is HotMakes. Come on. So, Fotis, are you going to be at IRF again? God, I hope you are.
Oh, I hope so. I'd love to meet him.
I love multicolor. And I love that people are doing stuff like this. It's so much fun to see it. And what's cool is that you can paint if you want, but for those paint illiterate people like me, I could do this in multicolor, you know?
You know what I just realized?
It's awesome. Good to see.
I switched over to my personal account instead of the HotMakes account when I was pulling up the pictures of the multi-camera array, and I've been liking and retweeting all of these posts from my personal account. So I got to go back and do this on the HotMakes one now.
That's okay. And last but not
that's okay.
Last but not least, Grumpy Dude Inferno by Wexter. Sorry, Fotis. Printed on Elegoo Efficient's Saturn II with their 8K resin. This is ridiculous.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Let's see if
that detail is cool, and also I'm assuming that's painted, right? That's not.
Yeah. I mean,
that is some good painting too. Dang.
The greens,
I love that.
I
so cool.
Just could not paint like this. Do you ever paint your resin prints? I know I saw a lot of resin printers behind you there, Damani. Do you ever paint any of them?
Not so much. I do services, so I'm trying to help other artists. My studio here is at this art gallery, so if someone wants me to print them something or scan something, I'll deliver it. But it's gonna be gray.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just sick.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Man. That's awesome. Nice work there.
Vinny RC Maniac is like, oh no, they said his name too many times. Suddenly Fotis Mint shows up.
It's like Beetlejuice. You know,
he said
if Wexter showed up in chat, that would be crazy. Like as we just talked about him, you know.
Speaking of Fotis, I'm hoping that we can schedule something soon, dude, because we've been talking about having him on the show for a minute. And I also reached out to Printed Obsession, which I think he does some work with.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think so.
So I got something. Hang on.
Okay. One of my favorite things to do is when Jim says hang on and leaves his chair, I'll make him full screen just to make it awkward.
Nah,
what you got? Oh, yeah.
The Printed Obsession one I just did. Let's see if I can get it out.
That's so cool.
So
are you going to paint that?
This is not going to happen. It's going to be blue its life for its whole life. But I love, like, I am not the best at resin, but I love the little teeth. You can kind of see them in there.
That's so cool.
All of the difference, like, man, this was a cool model too. I was doing some testing on the Hallett Mage Pro, the Creality Hallett Mage Pro. Came out super good and it was fast. So, but yeah, anyways, Printed Obsession, super cool. All right, I think that's good for
I think we got through all of them.
HotMakes.
Sorry we're running a little late, but
so I know
cool stuff to look
like
at.
Caleb said, we're running a little bit late. So real quick, let's go over like who you are, what do you do, and most of all, where can we find your stuff and then we'll wrap up the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more time.
So my name is Damani. I'm a 3D artist. My specialty is 3D scanning. I'm False Deities on all social media, FalseDeities. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. My website is falsedeities.com. I live in Jersey City. I have my own studio. I have my own scanner. I have my own gear. Yeah, I'm an artist. If you need scans for something, definitely hit me up.
That's a cool idea. Just like walk in and be like, scan me. Oh.
Sure. Yeah, I've scanned people.
The way you said that.
Sure.
You have a wide angle lens.
I've scanned all kinds of stuff. Random stuff. Weird stuff. I've scanned buildings, people, celebrities, tons of celebrities. Yeah.
That is
sweet. Well, cool. I hope we get to meet you at you in person at ERF this year. That'd be awesome.
Would love to. Yeah, would love to connect for sure.
If you can get there, it's not too far from you. I think hopefully it's not too far from you. It's like I said, the very last weekend in September, leading into October, and it's just jump on ERRF or East Coast Rep Festival.
I'll send you a link after the show, too.
Send you a link. And,
cool, yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to mention, too, you were talking about your website and your socials. I did put a link to your website and your Twitter account in the description of this video.
Awesome.
If people want to go check it out.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So
my Instagram, too. Definitely follow me on Instagram.
Awesome.
I don't think I did
post a lot
that.
of stuff there.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm going to follow you right now.
Scan me like your French models, Matt said.
I know, I saw that.
so real quick, next week we have Jimmy from the DIY and Digital Railroad YouTube channel. Super cool.
I'm
dude.
excited.
He is a literal
like me, a
video
good train
producer during the day.
Oh, I am already following you on Instagram.
And, he has YouTube channel, and he does some really cool stuff with trains. If you're into trains, into 3D models and modeling for trains, and then he just got into lasers too. So we're going to talk to him.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
really excited to talk to him about how he like bridges the trains, modeling, and lasers and all that kind of together, because
that's going to be cool. Yeah,
it's going to be cool. And I know you're a big train
Sweet.
guy, so I mean,
me, yeah.
And then then
what
we'll
you're saying is we
August
should go ahead and hop on the hype train for next week's episode.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna steam on through.
Oh, we're gonna make it steamy, is what I just heard.
All right.
Hashtag HotMails.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Oh, jeez, no HotMails.
All right,
don't search that.
Thank you for joining us, Damani.
Yeah.
It was great
thank you for
talking to
having
you.
me. It was great, and thank you to Andrew Price. Not Andrew Price. Jesus.
Andrew Sink.
Andrew Sink.
Andrew
Yeah.
Sink. Andrew Sink.
Yeah.
Yes. Andrew Sink.
He's a big scanner person too.
Yeah.
We gotta get him back on the show sometime here too, soon too. It's been a while.
I need to get I have a scanner I need to make a video on. I should get it out and then I'll hit you up and be like, what's the best practices? because
if you have any questions or please.
I'll do that.
Awesome.
I'll definitely do that. But all right, everybody, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here on another Monday. We will see you again next Monday, which will be the 31st of July.
Yeah.
And Damani, hang out right there. Everybody else, we will see you guys next week. Have a great week, everybody. See ya. Bye.
Later.